It's a great day here at KEKFILA's YouTube channel. I am your host, the KEKFILA, and today I have game 2 out of 9 games for my regional I played on October 21st. I'm playing Queen. Round 1, I beat a Whitebeard. I'm going down now to round 2, playing another Whitebeard. I do a little cringy cut here, and I never really give a full video of how to do it. Maybe I should do a small video on how to cut in a live event or an online event. So we go here. I don't remember if we mulligan or not, but you know, now we're here. He goes actually second. I believe he won the die roll, so I was forced to go first. He doesn't do anything on his first turn, and I just play down a Doflamingo Don Quixote, and I stack my deck in this particular order. Just put it back on top of my deck in that order. With that, my opponent goes to his turn. He swings 6 at me, pretty standard, and then he then plays down hopefully a 4-drop. That would make the most sense, and plays down a Speed Jill. I then go to my turn and I swing 6 at his leader, and he decides to take it. So going down to 3 life, I pay 4 to 3,000 Worlds of Speed Jill. Very good curve, honestly, best curve you can ask for when playing against a Whitebeard. It's kind of a standard curve now. And with that, my opponent then swings 6 at me. I give him a 2k counter with a form of beige. And my opponent just has to think here now. He's at 6 Dawn. What does he do here? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? I think, honestly, Rush Luffy is very strong. He has that. So, I'm actually going to skip through a little bit of this. Yeah, he plays down the Otama. And then plays down the Marco, which is pretty good. I probably should have blocked earlier, but I kind of left it open to that. That also gets a card out of his hand, so it's not like the worst thing ever. So I go to my 7 Dawn turn, and I think here first I 3,000 Worlds the Marco, which is pretty good. And I play down a 3-drop Berlin, which, you know, maybe is less susceptible to a Marco if he... hopefully he doesn't have another Marco. That's the goal here. No more Marcos. And he does swing 6 at me. I then decide... oh, he hasn't swung yet. Okay, got it. He does actually swing 7 at me with his leader, leaving him with 7 non-up. Kind of seems... oh, yeah, 7 non-up, so it seems pretty clear what he might do. So I decide to block it just to get away any Marco shenanigans later. He plays out an ace. With that ace, he swings 7, and I take it. With that, I go down to 2 life. I go down to my 9 Dawn turn. I draw for turn, and I hopefully have a Mihawk here, or I probably... no, I throw 1 dot on my leader. I actually throw 6 at his leader. Had nothing else to do. It kind of puts him so I don't want you to play a 9-gate, right? So he takes that, and then I play down an 8-drop Katakuri. I put that ace to the top or to the bottom of his life. You know, I could just swing big, but I think, yeah, no, I need to get that Katakuri out of his hand, and then that can deal with his bodies the next turn. I then, you know, I have 5 cards in hand, no blockers, 2 cards in my life. I need to start hopefully getting some things going here. He's swinging 6 at me. I decide to give him a 2k counter. And again, I'm kind of counting out. I have 4 cards in hand, 2 cards here. I need to at least go down to, you know, I think 3 cards in hand. Or 4 cards in it, or 2 cards in hand, so I can go up to 5 cards total. Something like that in that nature. I need to ditch at least 2 more cards to do what I need to do. So, my opponent then thinks here for a moment, and he plays a Luffy, a Rush Luffy, and swings 7 at me. With that swing, I contemplate just for a moment. Again, I need to give him 2 cards for this. And I'm thinking, do I need to give him more than 2? Because he's not going to have any more rushers. So I give him a 2k and a 1k. So give him exactly what he wants. And then he places down a Fossa, leaves 2 Dawn up. He has to take the ace into his hand. Again, he's actually more worried about what's coming down the next turn. And all I need to do is just... deal with things. So I go 8 versus his leader. to kind of see what he does. He does actually give me a 2K and a 1K. And from here, I decide, I hopefully have like a Mihawk or something in hand. So, I think I'm stressing out because I probably have multiple ways to do things. And I decide to play down a Katakuri. I put that into his life. And it kind of sucks. I'm gonna swing back into his leader. I'm like, I don't care. I need to get the card out of my hand. I guess my hand was pretty bricked up here. So, and he takes the Luffy back into his hand. It does slow him down. It is good, guys. It is good. And I'm not gonna put a Katakuri into my life. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, he then pays 7 for an ace, minusing 3 to the Katakuri. And I think, you know, he thinks here actually for a moment, what is he going to do against me? And he has to kind of think about that. He swings 7 at me. 7 at the Katakuri. It dies. So I don't want to give him 2 cards for it. I probably don't even have the counter to deal with that, but it's going to die for sure. With that as well, he thinks for a moment if he's going to go leader or if he's going to go face. So he has to go to my leader, but I don't really know what else he could be thinking about, actually. I take this one, and I then go to my next turn, where I just draw a card again. I'm at the same situation where I can gain up a life again. I don't really have him in a better situation because he has a blocker on the field, but I definitely want to remove something on his board. It's like I'm at least digging for cards here, so I am obviously overthinking what I'm going to do here. And it looks like I first swing a solid 8K at his leader just to see what he does. And his reaction to this, hopefully just a guard point. Nope, he gives me a 2K and a 1K. I don't know why he's not just giving me the event counters, but I pay 9. I put ace at the bottom of the deck, and then I attach 1, swinging 6 at his leader, and I choose to gain... Actually, I can't gain a life. Oh, okay, yeah. I cannot gain a life because I didn't try to overcounter before. Maybe my hand is actually that bricked up. So I told him, yep, I cannot gain a life because of this. I don't remember if it was a mistake at the time or if I just didn't have enough counter. But it is definitely rough out here. So, but he definitely has no ways to actually push me. He has no bodies coming out. He does have a Luffy in his hand, but maybe he's saving that. But then he ends up picking up the Marco blocker and thinks here for a moment. I'm just going to skip through this a little bit here. And he plays down the Marco blocker. And then he starts to swing. But I told him, are you sure you want to play that first? He's like, you know, I'll commit to playing it, but can I play it after? I tell him, that's fine. Like, we're fine. I will let you do that. But I ask him, can you commit to that at the very least after the call? He doesn't want to get his Marco red rock put to the bottom of the deck, which I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. So I kind of let him do that, but I think, are you going to commit to the red rock? And he thinks, do I attack the Katakuri or do I attack my leader? And he decides to attack my leader with that as well. And I just, when he swings that high, I just make sure, I'm thinking I need to counter out and take the damage. So I do decide to counter out with a 2K to 1K. I go to 8K. He's swinging 9K at me. So I take the damage as well. He plays down the Marco. Definitely helps me decide, you know, what I'm going to do there. It's kind of weird, you know. I was cool about it, so he was cool about it. So with that, I played my Yamato. Obviously, it pretty much helps me. I get rid of the Izo. I gain a life from that. I swing 6 at him. I also gain another life. And from there, he then pitches a 1K for the 6K. I then swing 8 at him. And I mean, I could have just swung 8 first and see what he did, but he has a blocker. He'll be fine. He needs to give me a 3K counter, which again, he needs to give me some sort of guard point, and he has no offense. He's kind of stuck with no offense any longer, and I just have this removal cards that are pretty gross. He goes to his turn, actually, after discarding more cards there. And blocking. So he actually swings 5. I just give him a 1K counter. He plays down an Izo. And essentially, he just kind of lost on what to do here. So he swings really big at my Mihog. My Mihog dies. He plays on a Fossa. He said, oh man, I kind of wish I didn't attack with the Marco blocker. So I just removed the Fossa. And then I swing 6 at him. I choose to gain a life, so I go back up to 4 life. And then he gives me a 1k counter with that. I give him a 10k swing. He gives me Red Hawk, and he actually can't even guard that. Gives me a nice fist bump. I really appreciate that, bro. I think I kind of lucked out there with... I felt like you ran out of gas with the aggressive cards, but maybe you just weren't sure what to do against Queen. I think that's actually a normal thing. A lot of Whitebeards actually don't know what to do against Queen. I guess a little advice I could give is just play your rush cards and then rush me. Like, just don't care about anything else. Don't care about my board. Just rush me, rush me, rush me. And you'll put me in a bad spot really quick. But thank you, everyone, again, for watching the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Again, I will be at Pasadena, and I will also be at Fort Worth very soon. So come up to me. Come say hi. How you doing, dude? I really hate or I really love your content. And I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.